Hey, greetings, Karen Clay. Thanks for watching. We're going to have another taste of the hip joint via the Feldenkrais method. So please bring yourself to standing. We're going to be using the strap again today, so make sure you grab that. And find yourself in standing. Notice how your weight feels before you start the lesson, whether you feel like gravity is winning or whether ground force is winning, meaning do you feel tall, light, and easy? Do you feel compressed? Do you feel weighted down? Do you feel pulled down? Begin to hover over your feet a little bit forward and a little bit back, a little bit forward and a little bit back, and then a little to the right and a little to the left. You're looking for, as you meander forward and back and right and left, the sweet spot where you find that you have the most support through your feet, up your legs, into your hip joints, from your hip joints around your pelvis to your sacrum and up your spine so that your head and neck are also long. All right, good. Let's come over to our working space with our strap. Just a few more things to do with this concept of working with the hip joint. So please come down and start with your strap around your right leg and one hand on either side. Right hand on outside, left hand on inside. And just take the knee out. And just see what that feels like. Which direction would you like your head to go in? Would your head go towards or would your head go away from the knee? Which way feels comfortable to you? Good. Now, let's do the opposite. Let's bring the knee in and the elbows out and bend the knee. You'll notice that that is a tricky movement. It's a much more limited movement, isn't it, with your elbows on the outside. So how can you roll to the left and back to center to straighten the leg so that you create a little bit of room for your knee in your hip joint by moving your spine around your hip joint? So as your arms move to the outside and your knee moves in, it rolls you onto your left leg and your head follows to the left. And then when you change the legs, that rolls you back and rolls you to the right. So now you're rolling from right to left. You're rolling with the knee, meaning when the knee is to the right, you roll to the right. And when your knee is to the left, you roll to the left. So let out the tension on the strap. Just use it to guide you. You don't have to make a big deal out of this. Just begin to slowly, small, easy. Begin at the beginning and start to feel how rolling from side to side somehow makes this movement a little bit easier. Good. Let that down. Let your legs down and take a brief rest. Sense what you notice about your right hip joint versus your left hip joint. Then bend one knee and the other, and let's do the same thing on the left side. So start with the elbows in and flex the knee. Which direction could your head go in? Which direction do you like your head to go in? Does it go with the knee, or do you like the head to go opposite the knee? Good. Now, to make the opposite movement, you take your hands across to the other side of the knee. Just make a small movement. Let yourself begin to roll to the right and then come back to center. Bring the hands outside the leg, make a small knee bend. Roll a little bit to the right. Widen your right foot a little bit so you have a little bit more support to get yourself on your right side. Notice that your right thigh ends up being on the floor, and that's part of what supports you. When is your right thigh leading, and when is your left leg leading you? So your right thigh leads you onto your right side, and your left thigh, when you straighten your knee, leads you back onto your back. So now add knee outside roll to the left, knee inside roll to the right, knee outside roll to the right, knee inside roll to the left. There you go. All right, so take a rest. We have one more thing to do. Begin with the strap around your right leg. Bend your knee, roll to the right, and lengthen your leg. Bend your knee, come back onto your back, roll to your left, lengthen your knee. So that's all you're doing, is coming in with a flexed knee onto your back, rolling to one side, lengthening the leg, rolling to the other side to lengthen the leg. Both elbows stay on either side of the knee the whole time. Good. Switch sides. Same thing. Roll to your side, lengthen the leg, flex the knee, roll onto your back, roll to the other side, lengthen your leg. How are you using the right foot? How is the right foot helping you to move across to the left? And how does your right thigh help you to roll onto your right? So you're opening and closing the legs. All right, let's leave that. And roll to your side. Come up to standing. We'll do our final baseline of this series. So find yourself in standing. This time what I'd like you to do is a little bit different. I'd like you to step forward on your right foot, keeping the left ball of your foot on the floor, and then step back again. Step forward on your right and back. Forward on your right and back. So you can really feel, now left foot forward, the transfer of weight through your hip joints, the strength that's coming from the back foot, the support that's coming from the ground into the front hip joint. Go ahead and alternate right to left, stepping forward, stepping back, stepping forward, stepping back, and then coming to stillness, finding your tallest self after these 4 weeks of lessons. And we'll stop there. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you as an audience. Thanks.